What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys. Well, after hitting almost 3.5 cents, vouchers have now dropped dramatically below 3, below 2.9, and are sitting at 2.87 cents. Not only that, we did see a low of like 10.4, 10.3 million. It might have even been a little bit lower than that, so just above 10 million. But of course, we've added significantly to that amount, and we're sitting at 11.1 million vouchers now that are currently circulating. So here's the thing, we had a nice pump in price. We had a nice decrease in circulating supplies. Many got burned for Rebellion, the Rebellion presale to be specific. And we do have the Rebellion general sale that will be, coming up very soon within the next week here. And then on top of that, the conflicts and any of the airdrops, we know that vouchers are going to get some utility. On top of that, we know that Matt has talked significantly about getting vouchers more utility in the long term. In fact, in the most recent town hall, he teased that he's trying to figure out how to give them more value on land, specifically land 2.0. So not what we have right now, but in the future phases of land. So here's the thing. I talked about this on a live stream, but I thought I'd make a video just because I've had a chance to organize my thoughts a little bit more. And one thing that I've been thinking about is where can we create almost like an infinite infinite burning, right, or infinite voucher sink is really the best way to put it, by burning, not staking. And what I mean by that is we get 40,000 vouchers airdropped to us every single day, which is why the price and value are so low, because it's a highly inflationary asset, right? It's 1.2 million vouchers distributed every month, 14.6 million over the course of the year. And so it's just a lot to get through. Now, granted, things like Rebellion coming into the mix, right? If we sell a bunch of Rebellion packs at 5 vouchers a pop, yes, that will eat through a lot. I mean, if we sell 5 million vouchers, there's 10 million or 11 million packs right now. If we were to sell 11 million vouchers, if we were to sell 2 million packs, right, that at 5 vouchers a pop, that's 10 million vouchers. It would eat through the supply. Are we going to sell 2 million? Maybe over the course of the set, but not on day one. Not to mention, if we're going to, essentially, if we're going to add like 200 or 2 million packs over the course of an entire year, keep in mind we'll have to add about 14.6 million vouchers, which is going to get us to like 25 million at this point, right? 25, 26 million from where we're at right now between now and next, a year from today. So I was thinking through what we would need in terms of some kind of infinite sink and where it would make the most sense. Now, if we were to do something like land, and I have no idea what Matt is planning, so this is pure speculation, but if we were to do something like land, you could look at it and say, well, once we have buildings and there's going to be maintenance costs for buildings and all that, it would kind of make sense to have something like vouchers come into the mix. Because when you look at that, right, it's just like, okay, well, you'll need to burn vouchers. It'll be a constant sink. And let's say, the number that I pulled out was, let's say there's a certain type of building that requires 1 voucher per day in order to maintain. Maybe it's a very like high level specific building, very niche, very expensive, but it gives you some awesome rewards, or it gives you access to cool resources or tech or, research, whatever the case is. So it requires 1 voucher a day. Now, let's say 10% of plots, right? 150,000 plots, 10% of that. Let's say 15,000 plots. Screw it. Let's go even lower. Let's just say it's like 10,000 plots, right? Decide that they want to go and try and get this resource. Well, then all of a sudden, or this building. Well, all of a sudden, now we have 40,000 vouchers per day, but you're going to have 10,000 plots of land that are going to eat up 1 voucher every day. So now all of a sudden it's just like, okay, 40,000, the net is going to be 30,000, right? Because if everybody wants to maintain their building at the highest efficiency, they will keep throwing vouchers in there. And so I like that idea because I think it makes a ton of sense. And if you do it to the point where it's just like voucher demand is going to start exceeding, the voucher supply, that would be awesome, right? Maybe there's 2 different kinds of buildings and, there's 10,000 of each of them. Again, we could get crazy with it, and land could be, significant in that aspect. But as I was thinking through, I'm just like, okay, if you're playing land, just the game of land, you don't really do anything with SPS. You don't need to stake SPS, which is what gives you vouchers in the first place. Yes, nodes give them to you as well, but you don't, just playing the game of land. Imagine a new player coming in. They don't need SPS for anything. So really, if you think about where the SPS or the voucher sinks should be, it should be on any place or any area in which people are required to stake SPS. Well, I would say that the only place as of right now is ranked, right? So ranked play requires you to stake SPS. Guilds don't. Tournaments do to a certain extent, right? But tournaments are kind of optional. If you want to be part of the daily grind, the daily actual, playing ranked battles, you need SPS in order to earn. So if you're staking that SPS already, well, then you're receiving vouchers for free, as Matt says. And that's an important point. You're receiving the vouchers for free. Therefore, you should be having areas in which you can use those vouchers to enhance or maintain your gameplay. What that looks like, I'm not sure, right? Sure, we could have infinite, kind of burning in guilds, which again is kind of outside the scope of this. Maybe you could do something with tournaments, but really the only place right now, and hopefully in the future you'll have, what's that called? Soul Keep, right? Because Soul Keep will require SPS staking, as we've already known. And, that's where it makes the most sense. Now, coming back full circle to this, Land 1.5 is just a stepping stone. Land 2.0, Matt has already hinted at requiring an SPS stake for certain things. So that could be something interesting where, similar to SPS or to the traditional card game TCG, as well as Soul Keep, if there will be a portion of SPS that you need to delegate to certain land plots in order to maintain, well, now all of a sudden you are receiving vouchers as a byproduct of playing the land game. You see what I'm getting at here? So this could be something that is like way further down the road because we don't really know when 2.0 is going to go live. It could be the middle of next year. It could be 2025. Again, and I'm not trying to be smart or like fuddy here. I'm just literally saying, we're at the end of 2023. There's still a lot of stuff for 1.6 that they need to implement. So I don't know when 2.0 is going to be started on, let alone when it's going to release. That's why I'm saying second half of next year to 2025 is my personal estimation. The team has not really given a date on that. But the whole point that I'm trying to get at is it's going to be a long time until vouchers get that ongoing utility. And then it begs the question, well, if you're required to do so much for land, right? It's just like the cost is going to be so high because then you're going to need to not only stake SPS, but then the rewards that SPS gives you, you then need to go and spend on the land as well in order to just maintain something, right? So again, could it make sense? Absolutely. And at the end of the day, you're still getting another reward, right? So for example, let's say you have a building that produces a high quality, mineral or something that you need for land. But in order to get that, the two requirements are you need to stake a certain amount of SPS to that land plot, and then you need to pay a voucher a day. You get what I'm saying? So we could see that in land, but that's going to be like 6 to 12 months, 18 months away versus where I'm thinking right now, what are the other things that we can do that make sense within the confines of where people stake SPS as it is. So, that's going to be ranked play, and I just don't see it in ranked play. I do hope that there are some updates for guild brawls, or for guilds in general, so the alliances that were then scaled down to just new buildings. I do hope we get something like that in the first quarter or two of next year, and that could help. But again, it's not going to be directly related. Now, keep in mind, anything that has to do with the traditional card game, right? So ranked play, tournaments, and guild brawls, those are all like in the same realm. Land is going to be its own thing. Soul Keep is going to be its own thing as well. So you could think about the fact that, well, you don't need SPS staked in order to play guild brawls, but if you're just buying cards and having, having them and a collection and only playing guild brawls or only playing tournaments and not even bothering with ranked, even though you can legally, within terms of service, bot your account right now in Wild, it just doesn't make sense. So I guess you could tie that all in together and maybe you build that infinite staking, or sorry, I keep calling it infinite staking, infinite voucher sync in guild somewhere. But again, that would probably be the first place that I would focus on. And then of course, if we can get something with land in the long term, we'll see how that plays out. But keep in mind, this video might become irrelevant very soon if the Land 2.0 white paper comes out and actually gives some direction. But this is where my head is at in terms of what I'm thinking overall for vouchers and infinite voucher syncs. But let me know your thoughts, how you feel, and where you think we should try to place them that would make the most sense without like increasing the cost for the game for players, but essentially allowing people to use what they're already rewarded for doing, right, staking SPS, in a way that enhances or maintains their gameplay. So that is all I have for you guys in this video. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.